Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my recap of Season 2, Episode 9 of Queen Sugar. So we're catching up with our faves. We start out with Darla and Ralph Angel walking through what looks like Jackson Square in New Orleans. Given the dialogue, I think they just watched Get Out. This is the first time that we're really learning about Darla's background. We met her, I think, in a parking lot. She looked disheveled. I have no idea where she was living. Now we're getting a sense of who she was when Ralph Angel met her. She was a college student when she got pregnant with Blue and had to drop out of school. That still doesn't explain how she got hooked on drugs, because Mama wasn't smoking just a little weed. Mama was doing some hard drugs and turning tricks for her addiction. Over in the sticks, Charley's at home when Remy pops up. She just got finished watching it where Gail announces her divorce from Davis, so it's public knowledge. Remy's excited and he's like, yo, we can be in public. Let me take you out. Let me feed you some gumbo, something that'll make you holler. And Charley was like, ooh, you want to make me holler, Remy? Girl, on that. Get on that. He takes her to the French Quarter and they're walking in the rain. They're eating beignets. They're all snuggled up. They look so cute together. But they're walking around and Charley gets a phone call and lo and behold, it's her mother. We ain't seen Charley's mother in the full 2 seasons prior to this. I really forgot the woman was even existing. Charley goes and meets up with her mother. That scene at the restaurant, that tripped everybody out because there was a black lady in the background and you just assumed that Charley's mother was black. And then I was trying to figure out, I was like, that woman and Ernest made Charley? That's somebody's old genes popping up a generation later. But come to find out, it's the white lady in the foreground who's actually Charley's mom. I'm trying to give Charley's mama a chance. She don't do it for me. And it's not because she's white, but it's the way Charley reacts to her. Charley reacts to her mother the way Micah reacts to Charley. I hope that Charley has made that revelation for herself. Charley's mama gets to talking and she's apologizing for not coming to Ernest's funeral because she was on a boat with her friend who got a divorce. Wait. Your friend's divorce trumped your daughter's father passing away? Can you see Charley's mama with Ernest? He just seems like a nice country man, simple man who grew up on the farm. And I don't mean simple or country in a bad way, but Charley's mother just seems so of the world, and that don't seem like Ernest. I'm trying to figure out how that love connection got made. And I'm also trying to figure out how Charley's mother popped her whole self up in Louisiana. At some point, wherever you were, you booked a flight, and then you showed up at the airport at least an hour and a half early to board that flight. At no point did you think before the flight took off, maybe I should send a text. Maybe I should give a phone call. Let somebody know I'm coming. Like, how do you just show up and be like, oh yeah, I'm in your state. I'm not so far away. I'm close enough that I can meet you for dinner. Ma'am. Nova, my boo, a walking anthropology ad. She's hanging out at the house with Dr. Dubois. He is looking very snacky. You know how I feel about a bald head and some melanin. Yes. It seems Nova just got a big cover story. She wrote a story about Zika. Dr. Dubois bought her a nice gift. Now, I don't know my rocks and my stones and stuff like that, but it appears to be amber. It's very Nova. She seems very pleased by it. And he seems very pleased that she's pleased. And then they start kissing, and I believe they're going to please one another and have the brown sex. I love them together. And he's good for Nova, because Nova been running around with a bunch of random white men. She had the married man who had a whole wife and a kid. Later on, Nova's at the house when her ex shows up, Reagan Gomez. She's like, Nova, why are you writing about Zika when there's 20 cases of Zika? Like, you freaked everybody out. I see her concern. Dr. Dubois hears them arguing. He walks in the room. Chantel has no time for him, and Nova doesn't check her. I think because she doesn't want Robert to know that she used to date Chantel. I don't know if she told him that she's bisexual yet, but Chantel shades him, and I was like, Nova, you need to speak up for your boo. Could you be a little nicer to him? I'm like, do you see Dr. Dubois? Do you see this man who lives in Atlanta sitting up in your house? She does something later in the episode too. Like Ralph Angel and Blue come by. She introduces Dr. Dubois, and she's like, oh, he just stopped by for a run. Ma'am, the man is visiting from Atlanta and is staying at your house. You could have just been like, oh, this is my friend. Now, Aunt Vi, Auntie, I know you're grown, and I know I don't need to be in your business like your hairdresser was. Because she was like, oh, how you get a Hollywood? And, oh, I saw Charley and Davis on TV. Ma'am, you know that's her family, and you know that's not your business. You picking. Be quiet. But then she's doing Vi's hair, and she's like, oh, your hair is coming out. And Aunt Vi just sort of brushes it off. She's like, oh, nothing's wrong. I've been wearing too many wigs. Now, Vi, last season you passed out and Hollywood found you on the floor. Between passing out and your hair falling out, Vi, Auntie, I don't mean to overspeak my boundaries, but I need you to take care of you. And the way you going right now, I'm glad you went to the doctor. I'm glad. Thank you. I appreciate that because I can't be out here worrying about you. Hollywood. Sir, you about to get your ass in trouble. I know you needed a job, and I know when you took this job, you didn't know that the Landrys actually controlled where you're working. Now that you found out about that, you need to speak up and let some folks know, because the Landrys used to own the Boderlones. They was sneaking on the land. Ralph Angel pulled a gun on some folks. They've been shady with Charley. You need to speak up, because last time you kept secrets and you didn't speak up and you almost lost Vi. You lost your good thing. Ended up on an oil rig for months at a time and the thing got caught on fire. So when you don't speak up, when you have these lies, bad things happen to you, Hollywood. Folks gonna be mad, but you need to let them know, because when they feel like they can't trust you, you're gonna have to leave the family again. And I know that's not what you want. Y'all saw my baby Blue. He's getting so big. But he's sitting at the table with his mom. He's working on a project for school, the family tree. He has some questions. He wants to know about his grandparents. And Ralph Angel has some answers. He asked Darla about her people, and Darla gets this weird look. She's like, oh, I think they were married in 88. Man, you don't know your parents' anniversary? We find out later that Darla's estranged from her family. Darla got an interesting backstory. Like, I need somebody just to sit down and just like break it down bit by bit for me, because I need to know how you went from a 2-parent family in college to turning tricks for drugs. Like Darla, I need to know about your choices, madame. And I'm not judging you. I just want to know the backstory because I'm nosy, like Vi's hairdresser. Oh, and Blue is asking questions, and Darla and Ralph Angel are throwing eyes back and forth across the table. Can I tell you, I forgot those folks that got engaged. And I think I wrote it off because Ralph Angel proposed and electricity was off. And I'm like, sir, you buying rings, but you ain't paying the electric bill? Like, I'm not asking for Louis bags, but I'm asking for light. But they tell Blue they're getting married, and Blue is just the happiest boy in the world. He's like, Mommy's going to be here every night. I love that little boy. I love him. He's so cute to me. Darla and Ralph Angel spend a good portion of the episode on an engagement tour. Ralph Angel goes over to Nova's house to get a picture of his mother. Blue blurts out, Mommy and Daddy are getting married. She's very encouraging. She's very supportive. Aunt Vi, not so much. Darla and Ralph Angel go to the house, and Hollywood is like, yes, oh gosh. And Vi was like, well, what's the rush? And y'all are young, and marriage is forever. She comes around. She does. And then she tells Darla, she was like, oh, I can't wait to meet your people. And Darla's got that worried look again. Ma'am, what is going on with you and your people? Micah, I love him too. Micah's at home with Davis, and he's doing his homework. And Davis says to him, we need to tell your mom about what happened with the police. And Micah's like, no, I don't want to tell her because you know how mom is. Davis is like, yeah, like your mom is all about family. And Micah, feeling grown self, was like, well, she left you though, young sir. You about to get popped. I ain't the biggest fan of Davis, but you gonna show some respect when you in his house. He defends Charley. He's like, look, she tried to stay. She tried to come through for me. She did more than any other woman did, but I screwed up royally, and she did. Sir, take some accountability. Good for you, Davis. I see your growth. And speaking of Charley, she took her mother to the mill, who is unsurprisingly not impressed. Charley's like, I'm the first black woman to own a mill in the state of Louisiana. And her mother is like, ma'am, this is a big deal. Her mom does get a little more excited when she sees Remy. She's real sweet on him. She takes him by the arm. They walk off together. She wants to discuss business and surely some other things. A lot of mothers are like that. They're like, oh, your grades, your business, that's all great. Your job, that's amazing. You got a promotion, but do you have a man? Well, tell me about the man in your life. Vi and Hollywood throw a surprise party for Darla and Ralph Angel. She's not the biggest fan of Darla, and Darla's made some huge mistakes, but Ralph Angel has as well. So if you're going to judge one, judge the other. This party, all kinds of tea gets spilled. Remy slides into the booth with Charley. We find out there's a lot of tension between Aunt Vi and Charley's mother. And Remy's like, oh, like oil and water? And Charley's like, like ammonia and bleach. So I can't wait for that confrontation. Hollywood tells Vi he got offered full-time work over his job. Sir, tell her about the Landrys. We've been over this. I'm not going to harp on it. But Hollywood, you about to fuck up. I'm trying to save you. Save yourself. Charley, she also tells Nova about what happened to Micah. And I feel she's more so telling her because she's a journalist and not just because she's Micah's aunt. I know, and Charley knows, that Nova's going to hear this story, that Nova's going to feel away, and Nova's going to go sit with her laptop, and this story is going to be investigated on the front page of the paper soon come, and Charley is going to be blindsided and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you wrote about it. And Nova's going to be like, yeah, you did. That's why you told me. And Micah and Davis are going to be pissed. And poor Darla girl, she goes into a corner at the engagement party and she calls her parents and she's giving them a rundown of her life. She ain't talked to them in a month of Sundays. Like, she's like, yeah, I'm 2 years sober and Blue is doing well and I'm getting married. And so you have no relationship whatsoever. And she's leaving this information on the voicemail. Like, she called and they didn't answer the phone. So I'm sure we'll meet them sometime soon. I hope. People make mistakes. People make really messed up decisions. But Darla has worked really, really hard to get back to a good place. So I want the best for her. I hope that her parents come around because she really does want them to be a part of her life. So that's my recap. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Let me know what you thought of the recap. Drop some comments below. And we've hit 10,000. Thank you so much, so much to everyone who subscribed. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you very, very soon.